So with this video, I wanted to explain an issue that I was having. And the issue that I was having was an idling problem. I know in my last video, I was able to solve the surging problem by cleaning out the idle control valve. That did solve that problem, but I was having another issue, which was a vacuum leak. You could hear the motor you can hear the vacuum leak actually, and it would be more of like a quick suction. You can hear the engine surge, and I noticed on the Hondata, when that was happening, I could see the ignition would drop to like a -2, and every time that was going on, it would drop to a -2, and I could hear it clearly. And another problem that I was having was when you're in neutral, the idle would climb. So I'm rolling in neutral, and this is my RPMs. And the idle just climbs up when you're in neutral. I'm not saying this is an issue that you guys may have, but I know this motor is a used motor, and I didn't want to chance it. And I read somewhere in the manuals that it does say to replace the gaskets, and just from me doing that did solve my problem. And I don't have that issue anymore. The motor runs smooth. It runs great now, and that was just me replacing my gaskets. This gasket is the gasket that's the cover on top of the TSX, the 2004 to 2008 Acura TSX, for the K24A2 motor. This gasket is the gasket that sits in between the half manifold, and then this sits on the head with the manifold with the injectors. This is the throttle body gasket, and this is the PCV valve hose that I am gonna go ahead and replace. So the first gasket that we're going to put in is the gasket that's on the head. And there's only one way that this will go in. And this is how it's going to go in. You know, before I put this gasket in, I did clean around the surface area. I just want to make sure it's clean. I will start with this bottom bolt towards the center. Then I will move up to the bolt here on the left center. Then I will move over to the right center bolt. Then I will go down towards the right center, up all the way to the left, then the bottom far left. I will then move to the far right top. Then I will end at the far right bottom. I want to do a crisscross pattern at 16 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, so the next gasket is this gasket that sits on top of the manifold. It's a plate. It's where the PCV valve tube goes into. Okay, so how you know this lines up is that this would be the center right here, along with all the bolt holes that line up. Okay, with these bolts here, these 7 bolts on top, it calls for 8.7 pounds. So I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. Okay, I'm going to move here. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this PCV valve tube. I'm at it. I'm probably going to clean out the PVC valve. So here I'm going to clean out this valve, this PCV valve. As you can see, it's all backed up and filled up with carbon. Here's what the valve looks like. I just got done cleaning it. I may clean this a little bit more, but I've been using brake cleaner to clean this out. And then I'm going to use a Q-tip and brake cleaner to clean out that hole. Pretty straightforward. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the hose clamps off this old hose and put them on. So this hose doesn't look as bad, but it's pretty old and it's kind of hard, and I just don't want to take the chance. And the new one is pretty flexible, and it would probably seal a lot better. So the next gasket here is the gasket that separates the two manifold on this K24A2 motor. So this gasket is going to go only in one way. Okay, for this half part of the front plenum, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to torque these 5 bolts at 16 foot-pounds of torque. So I'm going to start in the middle. And I'm just going to work my way out. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to replace this thermostat gasket. I'm going to slowly peel it, and I'm going to use a razor to gently just kind of go along the paper gasket to pull it off. Okay, now for the throttle body gasket. With this gasket, you want to take your time. I had a really sharp razor, and you just want to slowly carve out the paper gasket, and just be careful not to put deep scratches on your throttle body. Okay, so the green side is going to be facing this way. Okay, so now I know that it goes in like this. I'm going to take this gasket and I'm going to go over to the manifold, fit this gasket on, and remember the green is going to be facing the manifold. Okay, for the throttle body torque spec, it's 16 foot-pounds of torque. And I'm just going to crisscross pattern can hear, there's no vacuum leaks, no RPM idling issues. The engine works like how it should. So replacing those gaskets did fix my problem. Hope you guys can find this video useful. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and please don't forget to share. Thank you.